As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White Smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hi there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Hey, good news if you've been binge watching Gilmore Girls. It's been cold in the Northeast. I've been watching way more TV than usual. I have been binge watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. And good news for me, because psychotherapist Jill says that a rewatch offers a sense of safety like a security blanket that can be physically calming. She explains, with so many stresses in everyday life, returning to a show that you've already seen can provide a sense of security. You see, there's actually a lot of safety in the sense that people already know what's going to happen. They know the ending, so they don't necessarily have to invest as much mental energy, and they get to enjoy it a little bit more. It feels good. It's like a hug. It calms our nervous system because we know what's coming. The mind-body connection gets to not think so much, and we get to just be. It's more relaxing, and I don't think our mind has to work so hard to pay attention. That, by default, helps our bodies calm and be less active and be less tense. Jill says if you return to a show you love again and again, don't beat yourself up. If it feels good, then it's working, right? Marie Claire got in on this trend. They published the 30 best comfort TV shows. Their list includes Friends, Schitt's Creek, Ted Lasso, Modern Family, New Girl, The Office, Parks and Rec, Buffy, and Gossip Girl. Meanwhile, in the UK, a rare pink pigeon has been hand-reared for the first time. Pink pigeons are found in the wild only on the island nation of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. Pink pigeons have been on the endangered red list for decades. They were on the brink of extinction in 1991. When it was believed there were just 9 left in the wild, but dedicated conservation efforts have boosted their population. Tom works at the Paignton Zoo, where they developed an innovative technique for hand-feeding the baby birds. Instead of using conventional metal crop tubing, Tom developed a method that includes attaching a carefully sized catheter to a syringe, which can be gently placed on the baby bird's tongue so they can eat more naturally. Conservation efforts have boosted the pink pigeon numbers to around 500 as of 2011. That got it off the IUCN's critically endangered list, and they are now reclassified as vulnerable. Congratulations to a school in Australia. It was named World Building of the Year. The Darlington Public School in Chippendale, Australia, was described by judges as poetic and incorporates indigenous designs. The school is adorned with Aboriginal art and has a community garden where students can work on while learning about native produce. Paul is the program director of the World Architecture Festival, which runs the annual award, and said, "The result of the project is poetic, a building in which topography and landscape inside and outside form and materials flow seamlessly in an unexpectedly delightful way. It also is an inspirational proposition about the acknowledgement and reconciliation of historic difference, a pointer to brighter, better futures for all." Elaine was checking into work at the community store. A boy ran in. Elaine said, "The fear in his eyes scared me. They ran down to the river. Another boy had fallen into the river." Elaine started shouting out to the boy in the water, "Keep your head above water." Seconds later, she herself was in the water, hearing the cracking of the ice beneath her. She said by the time I was getting toward him, he was already starting to float down underneath the water. As soon as she was close enough to help the boy, the ice gave way beneath her. Then they were both treading in the frigid water, but she was able to get him to a patch of solid ice and hoisted him up. The boy remembered, if you ever find yourself in that situation, don't try to stand up, but always keep the lowest center of gravity possible to avoid breaking even more ice. The boy rolled like a seal onto the bank, but the woman herself was still in the water, right? Every time she tried to pull herself out, the ice broke away. Eventually, she escaped herself and said, "So I carried him with all my soaking clothes and his soaking clothes. It was more of a reflex. I didn't want to see this little boy down the river, something worse happening to him. So I'd rather we risk my life than his." They got back to the store. First responders were there to rush the boy to the hospital. He eventually regained a normal body temperature. Elaine went home and got a change of clothes. White smoke. The path to a new pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to calaroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 good news stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the uninterrupted listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to calaroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
A woman's got an interesting side hustle where she's pocketing like $100 for just one sale. I mean, you could do this yourself. Some people on social media are saying, this is the life I need. So what is her side hustle? She sells her used Q-tips. She shared on TikTok, sticking a thing in her ear, getting out some earwax, popped it into a sealable bag, and sent it off to whoever had purchased it from her. She included a card that she'd kissed and signed it for the earwax fans. People were curious. How do you know what to charge? The woman explained. You charge whatever comes into mind, and the more wax, the better. Medical authorities remind you, as will 5 Good News Stories, scraping the cotton bud alongside the sensitive inside of your ear can cause bleeding, which is difficult to deal with in the ear, as well as internal bruising. While cotton buds might look like they're the ideal ear tool, they are actually far from it. That is your medical warning and your 5 good news stories for today. If you enjoy the program, you can tell a friend about it too. Now, for $5 a month, you could do one or two things. You could buy some earwax, I guess, or you could get this show commercial free. Now, think about it. Would you like somebody else's earwax, or would you like the show without commercials? It's kind of a no-brainer, right? Now, most of you picked earwax, but for the rest of you, and you still have that $4.99 a month, there's a link in the show notes that'll explain to you how to get the show without commercial interruption. If you're on Apple Podcast, just click the banner that says uninterrupted listening. And you know, candidly, I generate a lot of earwax because I do a lot of audio work. So I have headphones on all the time, and the more you wear headphones, the more earwax gets created. I have found historically, having worked in radio audio for 30 years now. So maybe I will start a side hustle. But in the meantime, just click on uninterrupted listening. I think that's better for all of us. See you next time. Have a great day.